What's up guys, I'm ika.himee and welcome to my channel. Now as you can see, I've already taken the liberty of putting down our base color because, you know, who needs to see that part again? That part's not really different. So now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of follow the same thing that we did. Now this is going to be more of a view of space from Earth. Or, I mean, it doesn't have to be, but this is kind of the perspective that I really want to give this, more or less, as this is actually going to be the Milky Way. We're going to be painting the Milky Way today. Now, granted, it has been a little while since I painted the Milky Way, but you know what? We're just going to do our best. We're going to hope for the best, because, you know, that's 90% of art, is just hoping for the best. So, alright, we're going to take a light blue color, maybe not that light, and we're going to just kind of splotch some colors in. That I need a bigger brush. So we're just going to splotch some colors in around here. You don't need to get super crazy, just, you know, do whatever you want. Who cares? Now, this isn't going to be as colorful because, you know, I've never looked at the sky and seen purple, alright? I mean, I don't know, maybe you don't see that in space either. Maybe it's just black and glitter, I don't know, but you know what? It certainly looks more visually interesting when you have more colors. But from Earth, you don't see colors. Oh shit, wrong thing. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to blend that stuff in. Same process, we're just blending. I know, super interesting, right? We're just going to keep blending. Make sure we've got all of those hard edges out there. We don't want any space worms hanging out. Okay, so now, you know, that's all blending, you know, it's pretty cool, right? It's pretty varied, you know, it's just subtle differences. Now we're gonna go back in and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna take a dark color and we're gonna define these channels a bit more, because, you know, who would I be if I didn't tell you to just keep repeating yourself over and over again? I mean, what kind of teacher would I be if I just told you what you did the first time was good enough? I would be an excellent teacher, wouldn't I? You know, because everyone wants that. No, you're gonna have to keep doing that again. So here we go. We're back to tiger stripe in blue, or is it white and gold? I don't know. I made a meme reference. Is that a meme? I don't know. It was more of a bunch of people being angry at something. Anyways, we're just going to blend that out. You know, same thing, same deal. Just blend that stuff out. No hard edges. Pirate's life for me or something like that. I don't know. Space pirate's life for me. Space pirates a thing? I feel like they should be. I feel like they'd be excellent. My idea, 2017, don't steal space pirates. Alright, so now we blended that out. It's looking real dark. Well, you know what? It is not dark enough to match my dark soul. Oops. I was a little eager. A little eager there. Alright, so we're just gonna go in, we're gonna blacken it up. We're gonna keep making it dark. No, I don't have to get as crazy with, you know, our black, but, you know, let's get crazy with the black. You know what I mean? Who would I be if I, you know, didn't tell you to get crazy with the black? Black is just, it's the best color to get crazy with. And we're just gonna blend it in again, because I'm boring and repetitive. We're just gonna blend. No hard edges. Again, same thing. I mean, I shouldn't have to tell you, but you know what? I'm going to tell you, because I'm sure there's going to be someone out there that's like, I was blending and, you know, I didn't know that there couldn't be hard edges in space. You know, so I feel like I got to just really nail that point home. Just really home run that shit and make sure you get it. Alright, so now we got our dark sky with, you know, some blue in there, and I'm just going to kind of soften out the blue edges, you know, whatever. There we go. So now it's like, oh, well, I can barely tell that there's any blue in there, and you'd be right, because we're not going for a crazy blue sky, we're going for a bit of a soft clouded sky. It's not going to have clouds, though. I'm not going to show you how to paint clouds. I'm not good at that. Go find someone else. Go find someone good. Someone better. Be better than me. Alright, so now what we're going to do is I'm actually going to make another layer, because I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I might use the transparency tool, and you can't use the transparency tool on a layer with color on it if you want to keep that color there, because what transparency tool does is it gets rid of the color underneath it. So, oh, hello, white spot. Yeah, we don't want to do that. So, Here we go. Now I'm going to take a lighter blue color. I mean, it can be close to the color you used. I mean, I'm not keeping track of the colors I'm using because it's space. Who cares? As long as it looks good in the end, no one cares. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of map this out a little bit. You know, you don't have to get crazy. I'm using a watercolor tool, but I mean, honestly, I don't know. You can use whatever you want for this. But now, if you notice, the Milky Way is not like a steady. It's not like one string. It's like two of them together. So, you know, I have that mapped out, and you know what? I'm just gonna splotch that stuff around. Now you can kind of, you know, extend this out a bit. You know, you don't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be uniform. You know, just make it crazy. Give it jagged edges. You know, make it cool. Make it one of the cool kids. If it lived in the 50s, it'd be a greaser. You know, make it cool. Make it nice. And we're just gonna throw that around and be like, wow, that looks like a mess. You are absolutely 100% right. I am not even gonna sugarcoat it. It is a total mess. Now I'm gonna take a more teal color. I don't know, because I wanted to, and we're gonna take it up to a lighter yet more intense blue. So now for this, we're gonna follow that line a little bit in the middle there, and we're just gonna kind of. We're not going to fully extend to where the darker blue is, but you can keep it very close where the middle is, because the middle of the Milky Way, where the two parts are closest together, is how I notice it is always kind of the brightest. But I don't know. I could be noticing it wrong. It's been a long time since I looked up at the sky, so you know. Here we go. And I don't have a great Milky Way view to begin with here, so you know. I do with what I got. So now we're gonna blend that stuff again. Yeah, I know, right? Be like, well, why did you have us do it all jagged and stuff if we're just gonna blend it out? Now, honestly, I don't know. Because I felt like making your life hard. I mean, that's the only reason I can see. Unless you can see a better one. So we're gonna kind of blend that out. And you might notice there's like, oh my gosh, we have lips in space. Or like, you know, a tear through the fabric of space and time. Or something lewd. I don't know. I didn't put that thought in your head. It's not. It's not lewd. So we blend that out. We have this kind of like little jaggedy line right in the middle. A dark line. Probably barely noticeable. But you know what? Now we're going to go in with a bit of a... we're going to take a light blue color. Light blue color. And we're gonna take a watercolor brush and, you know, let's go 300 pixels. No, that's too big. Let's go 200 pixels. Yeah, that's it. That's its less impressive cousin. And you know what? Well, maybe we should go 250. Meet in the middle. And you know what? I'm just gonna kind of splotch this color around. And you'd be like, why are you swatching color around? It's like, I don't know. I thought it would be a cool thing to do. Swatch some color. Now, I can't remember how long it took me to do the last Milky Way. I don't do Milky Ways very often, so you know what? This could be a process for both of us to endure together. Who knows? Might look good, might look like shit. I don't know. It's just kind of how I did it, or at least how I remember doing it. It's just kind of splotchy, because if you notice, like, the Milky Way, it looks very splotchy in the sky. Like, most of the sky is pretty uniform black, right? But the Milky Way is just kind of, it's like, I don't know, it's just splotchy lighter colors. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna add some splotchy lighter colors. And let's take it a little bit lighter. Let's, you know what, dare to get crazy. And we're gonna kind of follow the same method again, and we're gonna follow a little bit closer to the jagged line here. And we're just gonna tap tap tap. We're gonna Bob Ross our way through this, and you know, we're gonna hope for the best. We're knowing that we're not gonna get that glorious mountain up on the hill surrounded by trees, but you know what? God damn it, we're gonna try. I'm just gonna splotch that in there and just throw it around. Why not? Just wherever, because who cares? As long as it looks like space, no one cares. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just kind of dot blend that stuff together. Because you know what? Why not? Let's blot that. You know what? That totally came out wrong. And you know what? I'm not even ashamed. It is 100% not what I had in my head. But you know what? I said it and I'm sold, and I'm not editing it out. This is me. In the words of, I don't know, Lady Gaga or someone, don't be yourself. Was it her? I don't know. In the words of every celebrity ever, be yourself. But if you have the opportunity to be them, because you know what? ika.himee 2017, celebrity is better than poor. Alright, so I don't know, I did that. And I was like, that looks like a mess. Well, you know what, you're probably right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do, unless we're going to transparent this stuff. You know how I said earlier, I don't know if I'm going to transparent it. Well, you know what, that's why I have that safety net and I made another layer. I'm just going to transparent this stuff. So what the transparency does is it's going to lift the color that I had put down previously a bit as I, you know, work through it. And so we're just going to kind of maybe like, whoa, we're going to make this little, we're going to make bingo card space, you know, little ink blot space, Rorschach space. I've used that already, but you know what, it's a good one, so I'm going to keep using it. And you know, I'm just going to kind of make the lines jagged. I'm going to make it interesting. Keep going until you get to where you want it to be. I don't really know where I want it to be, so you know what, I'm just gonna keep going. So, you know, if you're bored, sorry about it. Painting space isn't easy, alright? I may have painted a picture of easy perfection, but you know what? You know what, you can't just Andy Warhol this shit. Alright? You can't just paint a soup can and be fine. You know what? You can't Pete Mondrian this shit. You can't just paint some squares and be fine. You can't be a Michelangelo and just paint dicks all the time and be cool. You know what? You gotta change it up. Alright, so here we have this, and it's like, whoa, that is just not what I thought it was gonna be. You know what? It's not what I thought it was going to be either, but you know what, we're here for the ride. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take the next softest nib on the blur tool, and you know what, I'm going to see where this effect takes us, because that'll give you a slightly harder edge, but without being like too hard. So you know what, I'm just going to kind of, now if you notice, I'm not solid blending any given area, I'm just kind of, again just kind of dot black, god damn it, should I talk? I don't think I should talk anymore. I think I've lost my talking rights. I'm gonna blot drag this stuff around. You know, I'm just gonna kind of blend it. And if you're a girl and you have a beauty blender, you know, when you're blending out your contour, because it's like, I want to look pretty, so I'm gonna put on contour today. When you're doing that and you got your beauty blender and you're just, you know, they tell you like, don't drag it, all right? Don't drag it on your face, because that's gonna ruin everything. You gotta kind of tap, all right? You gotta Bob Ross your face, because your face is a work of art, all right? You're beautiful. So you gotta tap and pull, tap and pull, tap and pull, tap and pull. So that's basically what I'm doing. I'm tapping and pulling. Now I'm going to soften up this middle edge here, and you'd be like, whoa, but now that whole crease is gone. And you know what? Yeah, it is. But that's okay, because we're going to fix it. It's going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. And by the voice of some protagonist in some story somewhere, it's all going to be okay. Alright, so now I'm going to take that transparency again with the watercolor tool, and you know what? You know what I'm going to do? I know, I bet this is a big shocker, is I'm going to go up through the middle. I'm going to go up through the middle, and I'm going to make it jagged, I'm going to make it cool, I'm going to change it up, I'm going to make it a rebel, I'm going to put it in its teenage phase. I hate you, Mom, it's not a phase. And we're going to go up. And then, you know what? I was like, hey, that's not dark enough, so guess what? I'm gonna erase it. I know, right? I'm gonna erase color. Yes, I am gonna erase color, because it's digital art and you can do that. Alright, you don't have to be sold on it. So we're gonna just kind of erase it, jag it again, And we're gonna follow that line. You know, we don't have to go all the way to the edge of where we had it before, but you know, hey, you do you. It's your Milky Way, alright? Who said the Milky Way had to look like one specific thing? I mean, probably NASA, but you know, I mean, that's, you know, not me saying it. And you know what, now we're going to do the same thing, and I'm going to take a bigger brush because I don't have time to wait around. So I'm going to take a bigger brush, and we're just going to kind of, again, we're going to dot drag, dot drag, dot drag, dot drag. We're going to make a happy little galaxy. So here we go, and we're just kind of going around, and whoa, that's cool, right? Yeah, I think so too. So here we have our kind of Milky Way galaxy thing going on. You know, how awesome is that? Very awesome, because I said so. So, you know what? If yours doesn't look like this, you know, it's probably still awesome. It just doesn't look like this. You know, it's art. Who cares? It's subjective. Alright, now, you know what? I'm like, I kind of want it to be a little more defined. Maybe. You know, I might regret it later, but who cares? I'm going to live in the moment. So I'm going to take that light blue again, and I'm going to just kind of dot some colors around here. And you know what? I'm going to get even a little bit crazy, and I'm going to use the fuzzy tool. Yeah, and I'm going to brush up. By brush up, I mean I'm going to pick a bigger brush. So, yeah, here we go. We're going to get fuzzy. And we're going to add some fuzzy colors up in there. We're going to make it cool. Yeah, I'm going to make it fuzzy. Hey, and if you wanted to start with the fuzzy tool, that's awesome too, and I totally recommend it because that's probably like the thing that I forgot. So, you know, hey, you do you, guys. You do you, boo-boo. Alright, so now we got that. It's like, whoa, we got puffy cotton balls in space. Absolutely. Definitely. And now we're gonna go and we're gonna take a slightly darker blue, kind of, you know, it's lighter than our base color, but it's darker than the color we just put down. And we're just gonna splat that around. I'm making up words. I don't think that's even a word. But you know what? We're not gonna go too crazy with it. Just, you know, a little couple dots of color. And you know what? Now we're gonna take it back closer to the base color, and we're just gonna bring it home. We're gonna ET this shit, and we're gonna phone it home. You know, ET on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. He's gonna make a phone call. He's gonna phone it home. Just gonna dot that color around. Just throw it in there. You know what? Just throw it in. Now we're gonna take a dark color again, even darker. I know, right? Closer than base color. Maybe darker than the base color. I don't know. I haven't kept track of the base color. Who cares about the base color? It's in the past. The words of Rafiki, it's in the past. Now I'm still using the watercolor tool on the fuzzy setting. If you don't have a fuzzy setting, I don't know what to tell you. Cry or work harder. Those are the only options I got. So sorry. So we're gonna throw that around and just splotchy splotch, splotchy splotch colors. Splotch that color around. And you know, let's go back to transparent, because you know what? Why not? And you know what? I'm gonna jump it down to 250. Throw it down to a 250. Now, as for brush settings, you know, I'm not that picky, but if you are picky, you can check my brush settings over in this general area over here. And, you know, if you want an effect similar to this, I definitely recommend you just mess around with your brushes and see what you want ultimately, because, you know, everyone's different. Everyone wants something different. So, you know what? Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to erase some of that color again. I'm going to keep it jagged. Jeez, I can't talk. Why did I choose to talk? I'm like, yay, let's do a tutorial on the day that I can't talk. Yep, okay, perfect. Excellent. You know, story of my life. Alright, so it's kind of jagged, whatever, and you know what? We're gonna just transparency, splotch, blend that out. See, I keep saying the same word, and I don't know why. I think I'm just 100% invested in making this Milky Way, and I'm just like, I don't even know. I'm just gonna say shit. Whatever comes to my head. Why not? Alright, so now we're fuzzy-tastic blending that out. And if you... Oh, that's fuzzy static. Literally this entire time I thought it said fuzzy-tastic, and I was like, absolutely it's fuzzy-tastic. No, it's fuzzy static. I'm just a dumbass. Okay, so we're kind of... There we go. We blend that out. There we go, making up words. Alright, we blended that out, and we're just splotching that around. And it's like, whoa, we've got space. We've got a beautiful Milky Way. So beautiful. It's doing its own thing. It's being a cool galaxy. I don't know what galaxies do outside of just sitting there, so you know what? It's just doing its best, whatever it's doing. Alright, so there we go. And you know what? We can get even a little crazier if you want, and we can add a few more light patches, because you know what? Why not? We're gonna live on the wild side. We're gonna make it bright. We're gonna make it stand out. It's gonna be the prettiest girl at the prom. Just a few more splotchy splotch spots. You know what? Just gonna make it cloudy, make it cool. Gonna give it life. Gonna give it CPR, bring it back to life, because I don't know. I tortured it to death. So, you know, here we go. Alright. You know, it's transparent and blends some of that stuff around. Who cares? You know what? Doesn't matter. Alright, so now we have what can be perceived to be a Milky Way in, I don't know, some aspect. In some universes, is probably what the Milky Way looks like. It's probably not our universe, but you know what? Who cares? Who cares? You know what? I'm going to go back to my base layer, and you know what? I want to darken that color up, because you know what? I don't want it to be super bright up in here. I want it to look kind of cloudy and crazy. So I'm taking a dark color and I'm just, you know, I'm splashing some color around with the pen tool. Now, I mean, most of this is up to interpretation. It's all personal preference. If you want a bright blue sky, make a bright blue sky. If you want a black sky, make a black sky. I don't care. Just do whatever you want. It's your art. No one's going to tell you you can't. And if they do tell you can't, tell them to go fuck themselves with a cactus, alright? Because, you know what? It's art. Alright? You're just doing your best. And that's all you gotta think about. It's just doing your best. So again, we're just gonna blend that out. And just keep blending. Just keep blending. In the words of Dory, if she worked at Mac, just keep blending. And we're just gonna keep going, and there we go. Now it's like, now we have like a more dark sky. Wow, how cool is that? But we're not done yet. And I know this is a really long video, but you know what? I'm making it long because I want you guys to know. I want you guys to know what you gotta do. Alright, so now we get to the fun part. We get to make a new layer, and we're gonna set it to new luminosity. And if you don't know what comes next, well, you know what? Then you weren't paying attention, because this is gonna be where we put stars. So I'm going to set my stabilizer to 0 because, again, making dots. And I'm going to set it to like a 10 pixel brush because why not? And I'm going to just dot some colors around there. Now, this is going to be a little different because this isn't going to be as dense as space. And you might be like, hey, what are you talking about? This is space. Well, it is space, but this is our view from Earth. And if you notice, it's not, there aren't as many stars up there sometimes. And, you know, we're gonna add a bit more density where the Milky Way is. So, yeah, I mean, this is basically what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna add more stars up in the Milky Way. Like, I mean, it's spilt milk. We're spilling stars. We're spilling them all over the place. So, I mean, you can have stars out there, but we're gonna have like lots of stars here. So, I'm not gonna go crazy with that right now because, you know, actually the technique I'm gonna use is like a little bit different. So again, we're gonna go in with the yellow color and, you know, just splotch some stuff around, just get a little bit of variety, just a little bit of stuff, little differences. And you know what? Hey, these little guys can hang out because I put them there for, I don't know, whatever reason, so they can hang out. Alright, so, you know, here we have this. And you might be like, oh, that's looking real nice. Yeah, you'd be right. Alright, but what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing. We're going to copy and paste. We're just going to copy and paste to our heart's content. And I'm going to flip that around, and you know what? It's going to be really, really cool. And oh, there we go. And that's alright. How cool is that? Alright, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that and I'm gonna merge that down to luminosity layer, select, copy and paste again. Let's flip it, why not? can kind of put that right in there. Why not? Alright, there we go. I'm gonna merge that down again. And now I'm gonna copy and paste again. Select, copy and paste. And we're gonna just drag it down. And you know, I'm gonna rotate it. I'm gonna rotate a little. Gonna make it cool. Gonna rotate it. Oh boy, here we go. It's all rotated. How about that? How cool is that? I don't know. Pretty cool, I think. Alright, so now you're like, hey, we got a lot of blank spots. And you know what? You'd be right. Because the way I did this, I don't know. There's lots of blank spots. So we're gonna go back in. We're gonna take a blue color again, and we're gonna fill in these holes by hand because you know what? Why not? Because I know someone's gonna complain, hey, you just copy and pasted the whole thing. But you know what? You can watch this and be like, no, she did some of this stuff by hand. And you know what? Yeah, I did. I worked hard and I did it by hand. And you know what? I turned out okay. I can make it by without copy and pasting all the time. But I mean 90% of the time, if I have the option, I'm going to copy and paste because I'm not stupid. I'm not going to waste time, alright? Don't be stupid, kids. You know, you might have a lot of pride and someone might be like, oh, you're not as good because you copy and pasted. But you know what? You can focus on the things that matter when you copy and paste. Focus on the shit that matters. Like world peace and anime titties. Alright, and it might be like, whoa, that's kind of cool, but what were you talking about the density of the Milky Way? Well, you know what? I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that right about now. Because most of the holes have been filled in, you know. So what we're going to do, as you can see, there's kind of like a string of stars here, not very dense. Well, we are going to kind of dense up the stars in the Milky Way itself. Yep, I know, you'd be like, what are you talking about? I'm like, look at the sky. The stars are kind of, they're a little bit more dense in the Milky Way. Or, you know, maybe I'm looking at it wrong. I don't know, but that's just kind of how it looks to me. So that's how I'm going to draw it. It's more dense. So right now I'm just using the blue color. I will go in with the yellow, not to worry. I haven't forgotten about it. It is still a very dear friend. It's very close to my heart. So, you know, here we go. And now I'm going to go in with the yellow. The, you know, very, very pale yellow. Again, let me remind you, because, you know, we want it to be very close to white, but with enough tint to make it stand out, not just be straight white, because, you know what, straight white can be really boring with a star. You want to give it color, you want to make it cool, you want to give it variety. You don't want it to be, you know, a monochrome color sky. You want it to be a colorful sky. It's space. The one time that color doesn't exactly exist the way that, you know, we would like it to. But, you know what, we're going to make it happen, because space is filled with our fantasies or something. I don't know. Just do whatever you want. Who cares? So I'm just kind of making this area a bit more dense. There we go. And you might be like, hey, that doesn't make much difference, and I don't know, maybe it doesn't, but you know, I did it. It's a little more dense. If you want to get real spacey, you can add constellations. I'm not going to do that because, you know what, I don't want to torture myself. I'm not going to focus on constellations. I'm just making random stars. You know, that's what my life is. Stars. Just random stars. So there we go. We have the Milky Way. And you know what? The Milky Way would not be complete without our little sparkles. So we're gonna put sparkles in, and you know what? That looks like a yellow, and so I'm just gonna choop. Oops, I forgot. I gotta change my stabilizer. It's because I'm doing a tutorial and forgetting all these things. Rookie mistakes. Okay. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, you know, it can be, but you know what? Make it crazy. I don't want to make it that crazy though, because that looked kind of dumb. So here we go. We're gonna start sparkles. Let's do a bigger sparkle. You know, we're gonna do Big Papa Sparkle over here. There we go, Mac Daddy Sparkle. How cool is that? Now we're gonna come over and we're gonna let's do one down here. Let's do a little one down here. No, just put them randomly wherever you want. Don't put them too close together. Like, if you're gonna put them close together, I recommend putting 2 close together of different sizes. like how I did up here. They're kind of close together because you don't want to be the same size, because if they're the same size it can be overwhelming. So, you know, just do different sizes. Again, if you want to do them right next to each other or close to each other, I recommend going no more than 2, because 3 you're playing with it. 3 makes you look like you just don't know what you're doing. You're just like putting sparkles, you know, in one spot. Now, if you're doing a magical girl transformation, alright, if you're Sailor Mooning this shit, absolutely put all of the sparkles in there. But you know what? This is space. We're not Sailor Mooning it, alright? We're making space. So here we go. There's a little blue sparkle. And let's do another blue sparkle up here. A big blue sparkle. Why not? Because you know what? Blue deserves to shine bright too. And you know what? There we go. We got our sparkles. Let's put one over here. Make it look balanced or something. I don't know. A little sparkle. Put a little sparkle down here. Just a little blue sparkle. Remember to follow the stars of the same color so that doesn't look weird. Because if it looks weird, I don't know how to help you. You know, it's probably your own fault. Alright, so there we go. Now we got our sparkles. But wait, that's not all. What space would be complete without a little bit of some shooting stars? So you know what? Let's do a shooting star. And let's do it in the Milky Way, because you know what? Why not? That's cool. So let's do it. Let's do it right here. Right here and now. Dot and swoosh. Whoop. Too crazy. Too much. Too much brush. Swoosh. Nah, that might be a little much. I'm gonna actually take a smaller brush size, 8 pixels. And there we go. Now we got some shooting stars. We got a shooting star. I don't want to do more than one. So there we go. We have a shooting star, and here's space. Alright? How cool is that? And you know, from here you can add mountains, you can do whatever you want. I mean, it's totally up to you. So, I mean, those are the 2 ways that I paint space, and I hope that you found it at least a little bit helpful. I apologize for how long this video is. It's kind of a lot to talk about. There's a lot of repetition involved, and you know what? I'm doing this in real time because you know what? That might be the most helpful, but I'm also lazy and I don't feel like recording it and going back and recording over top. So anyways, I hope this was helpful to you. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video and my other videos, do think about subscribing. That really helps me out. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. You can dislike it if you want, but like, I don't care. I mean, that dislike is just for your salty soul, not mine. So yeah, give this video a thumbs up. Leave me comments. If you have anything else that you want me to go over, tutorials or anything like that, you can drop it in the comment section down below. If you have other suggestions for videos, I'm definitely open to them. And again, I'd like to thank you all so much for your support. If you want to keep up with my social media, all of that is in the description box below for you guys. I do have a 42-page art book available, as well as a 16-page mini comic available in my shop. Please go and check those out. Purchase a copy, help me out, support me. If you would like to go to my Patreon, I do post cool stuff on Patreon. And you know what? I might even post these galaxy drawings that we did today up there for free. So, you know what? How cool is that? You guys be able to take my work and use it in your work. I mean, it won't be free. You'll have to pay money for it, but you know what? Who cares? It's just $1 a month. Yeah, support me on Patreon. If you don't want to support me on Patreon, I do have a coffee page. It is not in the description box below, but you know what? No one goes to my coffee page anyways, so I mean, if you want to ask for it, it's going to cost more than going to Patreon, so you know, I really recommend Patreon if you want to get cool stuff. Check out my DeviantArt if you want to see more of my finished pieces. Check out my Instagram if you want to see like most all of my pieces, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!